Alright, here we go. Standing in Place episode. I think we're 16 now. It is July 21st, and we are still standing in place. Eric, Marc. Woo! Very exciting. So last week I made a promise. I stayed on topic with some stuff that's going on. I made a promise this week that I was not going to do that, and here's me sticking true to my promise. And I want to thank a friend of mine. I think I can consider her a friend. So there's a person I know. It's the kind of friend that you meet in a foreign country for a week and hang out with and like have a really good time. And then realize that you live like half an hour from each other, but you still never see each other. So this gal's a fishing guide, fly fishing guide. I don't know what the official title is. I'm sure I'll be corrected here shortly. Oh, and it's not weird like that. My wife was with me. Oh, so does that make it? No, it's not. It's all good. So Fly Fishing Guide posts some pictures today, and that's what I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about that shit. Of these fish that she caught. And I don't get it. I don't get catch and release fishing at all. I get fishing. Like my dad was big into fishing. I grew up eating fish from the ocean. See, when he caught the fish, he would take the fish home, and then we could eat the fish. And that was how I was taught fishing works. Then I come here, and people are catching fish, taking pictures of fish, and then put a fish back in the water, and then go into a bar to buy a freaking hamburger. I don't understand that. I don't understand catch and release fishing at all, unless it's like not enough that like it would fill you up. I don't get it. I don't. It's like you worked really hard to get food. It's live food, and then you just putting it back slightly damaged. Like you made a sandwich, and then you looked at. Excuse me. You looked at it, and then you opened the refrigerator and just threw the sandwich back in the refrigerator. It's the same shit. It doesn't make any sense. Sorry, I'm looking up because I think it just started raining. Oh yeah, it definitely started raining. So, bonus, rain, yay. I don't get it. And I recognize that you don't see the fish. You can't just like reach in and grab the fish. So maybe it's like more like making a sandwich. You're making a sandwich in the dark. Maybe that's more what it's like. You make a sandwich in the dark, and then you pick up the sandwich and you look at it and you're like, oh man, I made a really good sandwich. And then you take a picture of the sandwich, and you open the refrigerator, and then you throw the sandwich in the refrigerator. It's what you're doing. I don't get it. I don't get it. The only reason I could see why you would do that, because you're not doing it for food, is just to like show your superiority. You're like, I'm human, and I am better than you. I can take you out of your environment whenever I want to, whenever I can trick you into biting a piece of thread that resembles a bug that you might sometimes eat, but I don't think you have the ability to process well enough that you're actually making a distinction. I think you're looking at a shape and you're just going for it. But I can control you. I can harvest you whenever I feel like it. It's like if we had alien overlords come to Earth, and the alien overlords would like put out snacks to attract the Earthlings. And then when they would capture us, they would just like they would put out like some barbecue, or they would put out some tasty Danishes, perhaps a cinnamon roll. Damn, that's windy. I'm going to pause for a second and see what the hell's going on outside. Hold on. Sorry for the interruption. It is not raining, it's just windy and there's branches hitting the roof. Oh well. So, alien overlords. I stayed on topic. they're standing over us. They're putting snacks out. Tasty Danish. Maybe some hot wings. Barbecue. I know I said barbecue already. A burger. A salad. A tasty salad. Perhaps that, whatever that Edgar Allan Poe thing that they Popa, I don't know what it's called, but Matt Green's has something that has an Edgar Allan Poe reference that's delicious. I'm down with a salad. So they put that on the ground, and then the human like gets attracted to it, and then as soon as you go and you like bite into it, they just loft you up into space, and you leave the breathable air, and you go into the vacuum of space. And then they just like, examine you, and they just like hold you out there for a little while you can't breathe. And they're like, oh, we got one of the pale hairy ones again. Take a picture. And then they take a picture of a pale hairy one. And I go, okay, cool. We can tell everybody that we got this. And then they just drop you back. And you fall through the atmosphere. And you don't have Elon Musk reversing rocket landing gear. No, you just splash. And maybe you land in water and you survive and swim to safety. Or maybe you hit the ground and freaking die immediately. I know all those fish are not living. I don't care if you put the fish in the water and you do like a little, like, oh, I'm massaging the fish, the hand of God, like reviving you back to life with a hole in your face, half suffocated from your photo op. Like that's not good for them. There's no way. So you hit the ground and then you see another snack and you're like, oh, chocolate cake. And you go for the chocolate cake, and boom, waft it up into space again. Giant, hairy, pale one. Photo, splash. Ooh, that'd be insane. That would be a horrible way to live. And there's no other animal that we're doing this with. It's just a freaking fish. And you're doing it because they can't hurt you back. It's because like all they could do is kind of like flop, 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 flop. Unless you like ocean fish and get some sharks or something, and then if you fall in the ocean, they'll fuck you up. But that's really the only consequence of fishing. You break your line. Oh no. So that's what it is. It's like it's safe bullying. You're species bullying, and that's rude. Fishing is species bullying. I don't see you doing it with other animals that can fight back better. Like hunters hunt and they murder stuff and eat it, and that you could be on board with that or not. It's fine, but it's pretty clear cut. They're not like nobody's catching bears and like photo opping them and returning them. Nobody's running around with bear spray like hunting down grizzly bears, going, oh, I'm gonna see if I can get a prize, catch and release grizzly bear, and then they like find it and like pepper spray it. And then like hold it up and try to get good lighting. Always hold it like closer to the camera so you get that like goofy perspective thing where the bear always looks bigger than it is. And then you take the bear and you drag it through a bunch of leaves and you just kind of like massage it this way, you know, like you do a fish. And then the bear kind of like wakes up and is like, oh, I like pepper, and like walks off into the woods. Nobody's doing that. What is this sport? Catch and release. It doesn't make any sense. I can't even think of another. Maybe some of those cowboy folks, they're doing that cow shit where they're doing the cow shit. Oh, they're doing the had to, sorry. They're doing that cow shit where they're like lassoing like a cow and they like ride on a horse and they're like, woohoo, I'm a cowboy. And then they catch like the same cow over and over again. And they're like, all right, I caught the cow, put the cow back, and now it's your turn to catch a cow. Oh, it's my turn to catch a cow? Because I can't wait to catch that cow. You just caught it. So good, I bet I can catch that cow better than you caught that cow. You ain't gonna catch a cow better than I did. I'm the best cow catcher ever, even though it's the same cow and it get caught all the time. It's the perfect cow to get caught. Well, I'm gonna catch it a hell of a lot better than you ever caught it. Like that's what's gonna happen. They catch the same cow over and over in like a dirt floor in an arena, and people watch it. They like pay to watch a dozen people put a rope around the same cow's neck. And then they like put it back and they're like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go, catch a cow. Oh, look at that cow. Like that, how is that a thing to watch? How's that a thing to do? And then And then they take the cow. Granted, this is a completely uninformed idea because I don't know shit about rodeo. I've never been to one. I just saw it on TV a couple times when I was a kid. But I think what happens is the cow then, maybe it's like a prized catching cow. They put it like in a truck, and then they take the cow home, and they take care of it. It like lives in a pen, and they feed it, and it has different dirt floor. And then they're like, oh, it's time to go to the cow catching event. Let's bring our catching cow, and they like pack it up in a fancy trailer, and they drive a big truck, and it's like 3 tanks of gas and 1,500 miles, and they get a hotel room so that they can go to arena, a place with a different dirt floor, and they get their catching cow, and they can let the catching cow go, because prize catching cow, because you know some people, that cow is not so good at to be caught, but this one over here is super good to be caught. So like my catching cow is better than your catching cow. Mine's level 2, yours is only level 1, and so I had to do all this traveling to let my cow run on the dirt and let these other dozen people try to catch it, and then I'm going to pack it up in my expensive trailer and buy gas and drive home and take care of the cow just so that I could take it somewhere else again to put, like, lasso the cow with strangers again. I don't understand any of these sports. I don't. I understand, like, riding bikes. I understand that. I understand how fighting works, kind of. It's pretty straightforward. I don't understand catching animals, damaging them, we'll rough them up a little bit, take a picture, and throw them back. I don't get that. I don't get that. If you go through the trouble of doing that to an animal, I think it's food now. And maybe that's not a popular opinion, but that's how I grew up, and that's how my brain works. You don't put a creature through that over and over again just so that somebody else can put it through the same process. I don't know. Do what you want, man. I'm sure I do stuff that other people don't agree with, don't think it's the best. So I don't mean to criticize a human being, but I will say that those freaking sports are ridiculous. I don't get it. I think that's my time. I had to break up the thing, so it's like I'm at like 7 minutes now. I'm not sure how long I went before, but we're gonna just let it ride and hope that it's not a hailstorm out there and that my whole place isn't getting knocked the hell down. I kept to my promise. I didn't talk about current events. I hope you're able to keep enough space, understand what's going on, but don't let it beat you up too bad. And we'll get together again next week. I'm going on a motorcycle trip. I should be in a good mood. I'll probably have some kind of stupid stories from that. And we'll get together and we'll do this for a little while longer, and we'll smile and hopefully we'll crack up a little bit. And that's all there is to it. Wait for this shit to end and get back to our life. Wear a mask. Alright, I'll see you next week. Bye.